Hello, dear students of class 12. Very pleasant good morning to you all. Hope all of you are keeping fine and doing well. Please submit your answer copies as early as possible in the school. Dear students, today we are here with our Tempest, the Tempest Act 5, Scene 1, Test 36 to 95. That is what we will be learning, the long dialogue of our Prospero. And the location of this scene is before Prospero's cell. And the characters present here are Ariel and Prospero. And of course, later on, we will come to know at the end of this test, we will come to know Antonio, Sebastian, Alonso, Gonzalo, all those people also come before the cell of Prospero. But they are not going to say anything, but only the dialogue is said by Prospero. It is a long test from 36 to 95, the concluding part of the drama. You know, in this part of the drama or in Act 5, Scene 1, mainly Prospero is forgiving everyone his enemies and trying to re-establish the broken relationship, bring unity, peace and harmony, and thus a happy ending. That is what we are going to say. Thus Prospero decides to end his magical power, and he is also planning to set Ariel free, and ultimately he is planning to arrange the marriage between Ferdinand and Miranda, and he is going to become the Duke of Milan again, and they are planning to return back to Naples, to Milan. That is what we are going to see in this scene. So please open your test and let us begin with test number 36. As I have already written 36 onwards, Prospero's dialogue. It's a very long one, very difficult, little bit difficult to understand, but I will make it as simple as possible for you. Let us begin. Prospero. Ye yells. Ye yells means you spirits. Yells means spirit, referring to Ariel and his company. Yes. You yells of hills, brooks, standing lakes, and groves. And ye means you that on the sands with printless foot do chase the ebbing Neptune and do fly him when he comes by. You demi puppets that by moonshine do the green sour ringlets make, whereof the eve not bites, and you whose pastime is to make midnight mushrooms that rejoice to hear the solemn curfew, by whose aid, weak masters though you be, I have bedimmed the noontide sun, called forth the mutinous winds, and twist the green sea, and strewed vault, set roaring war to the dread rattling thunder, have I given fire and rifted Joe's stout oak with his own bolt, the strong base promontory have I made shake, and by the spurs plucked up the pine and cedar graves at my command have weaked their sleepers, opened and let them forth by my so potent art. Now he is saying that our Prospero is telling the job done by our spirits, Ariel and his company. Yes. what they have done. Whatever magics Prospero performed is done only with the help of these invisible spirits. And he is saying, I have done all these type of things only because of your helps, because of your things. Now once again please come back. It's a big long sentence, I will tell once again. Look at the text from the very beginning. You yells of hills, you spirits who live in hills, brooks, streams, standing lakes. Standing lakes means the lakes which is not flowing in and out, and groves, gardens. And you, ye means you, that on the sands with printless food. And you who stand, you spirits who stand on the sand with printless food. That means without, you who stand on the sand without leaving the impression of your feet, do chase the ebbing Neptune. You do chase, you bhagata hai. See, you chase the Neptune, the god. Neptune means the god of, or god or goddess of the sea, when the tide is moving, going, and you walk with, and you chase them by. Yes, and do fly him when he comes by, and do fly him and send him back. You demi puppets. Demi puppets is referred to the spirits that by moonlight, by moonshine, do the green sour ringlets make. And you who make green pastures, green rings, greenery in the field with the moonlight, where the Eve not bites, where Eve, female sheep don't bite. And you whose pastime, and your pastime is to make midnight mushrooms, and your pastime, you spend your pastime, free time or midnight time, making to grow the mushrooms, that rejoice to hear the solemn curfew. That, and you who like to hear the solemn curfew means the evening bells, by whose aid weak masters though you be, though you look very weak, very simple, but with your power I have bedimmed. I have bedimmed means I have made dim the noontide sun, called forth the mountains winds. Because of your help, I have made the noontide sun, made the night to fill with darkness, and called forth the mutinous winds. Called for the mutinous winds. Mutinous means calling you the silent winds, and twist the green sea, and twist the green sea. That means you are and twist the green sea, and the assured world set roaring war. And with you I have made the rifted split dread azure bright blue. Yes, to soar to the dread rattling thunder have I given fire, and rifted Joe's tore oak with his own bolt. The strong based promontory have I made shake, and by the spurs plucked up the pine and cedar. Graves at my command have walked their sleepers opened, and let them forth by my so potent art. I have made use of to do various works. What are the things? Let us understand in a simple way. Prospero is saying that you are spirits of hills, rivers, lakes, and groves. You spirits who stand on the sand with your feet but leave no footprints on it. You chase the ebbing tides of the sea, that is Neptune, and run away from them when they return. See, you chase the goddess Neptune, that is tides. When it comes and tides go by, you chase them, and as it goes, you run from them. You are tiny creatures, you are very small, minute creatures who make a green ring on the grass. You make the grass to grow when you dance in the circle under the moonlight. When you dance under the moonlight, you make the grass to grow. On such grass, the sheep refuse to graze. Even on such grass, the sheep don't like to graze. You spirits whose pastime is to grow mushrooms at midnight, your pastime job is to grow, to make grow the mushrooms, and who take delight in hearing the sacred sounds of the evening bell. And you who are very much delighted to hear the evening sacred bell. Though you may be weak and small, though you may be small and very weak, you do so many wonderful things. What are some of the things you do? You live on brooks, flowers, streams, hills, mountains, and so on, and you make the green grass to grow, and you make the and you who are delighted with the sound of the sacred bell in the evening hours, and you who grow the mushrooms at midnight, and though you look so small and tiny, but you are doing a great job. It is with your help that I have managed to darken the sun at noon. I have managed to darken the sun at noon. That is, I have bedimmed the noontide sun, called forth the mutinous winds. I have, see, darkened, caused the storms. I have caused the storm with your help, and created war between the green sea and the blue rainbow in the sky. I have created war between, that is, the green sea and the blue rainbow in the sky. With whose help? With the help of these invisible spirits. Then, and twist the green sea and Asrud's walls, set roaring war to the dread rattling thunder. I made lightning and frightening as the rattling thunder. I have made the lightning and frightening as the rattling thunder. And I have split open the robust oak tree. I have opened the robust oak tree, that is, to the dread rattling thunder have I given fire, and rifted Jove's stout oak trees. Huge oak tree splitted the oak tree with his own ball, with his own thunder. The strong based promontory. Yes, I have made the firm rooted rocks shake with the sudden fear, and have uprooted the pine and cedar trees. Have I made shake, and by the spruce plucked up the pine and cedar. With your help, I have even uprooted the pine, the deep rooted pine and cedar trees. I have made to shake the rock. I have splitted the huge, that is, the stout oak tree. I have, with your command, with your help, I have made the graves at my command. At my orders, the graves have opened, walking the ghosts inside and permitting them to come out. Even with your help, I made you to open the graves and walk the spirit inside, and even I have made them to come out of the graves, have waked their sleepers, open and let them forth by my so potent art. And at my orders, graves have opened, waking the ghosts inside and permitting them to come out, all through my powerful magic. Now, after this, now our Prospero is planning to end his magic, all the things. Now, look at the test from 55. But this rough magic, I hear abjure. Abjure means reject, I give up. And but now I am going to give up my magical power. And when I have required some heavenly music, and whenever I wanted some heavenly music, which even now I do, which even I want some music now, to work mine end upon their senses, to work mine. But these powers now I give up. When I have asked you for some heavenly music, which even now I do ask, to influence the minds of those for whom this charm is intended. Yes, now even now perhaps this is the last wish of our Prospero to Ariel, to arrange some music. For what purpose? For charming them, charming the charming the enemies of our Prospero. Yes, which even now I do, to work mine end upon their senses referring to the enemies of our Prospero, that is Alonso, Antonio, Sebastian, and so on. That this airy charm is for, I will break my staff. Once this aim is fulfilled, I will break my staff. Staff here means the magical rod, the magical band that is called staff. Bury it in it certain fathoms in the earth. I will bury it under the very deep of the earth, this stick. And deeper than did ever a plummet sound, I will drown my book. And even the deepest point, deeper than any plummet. Plummet means weighted line used for measuring the depth of waters. I will bury my magical book very deep, even beyond the plummet. Plummet means the measuring instrument that is used for measuring the depth of the sea. Yes, Prospero is saying, I will bury my magic sticks to the very down, very bottom of the earth, and I will bury my magical book even to the deepest point of the ocean or the sea, and deeper than did ever plummet sound, I will drown my book, he is saying. Now once again, please understand, but these powers I now give up. When I have asked you for some heavenly music, which even now I do ask, to influence the minds of those for whom this charm is intended. Once this is achieved, once this plan is, final magic is achieved, I will break my rod, that is magical wand, and bury it many fathoms deep in the earth. Very fathom, very deep in the earth. I will sing my book, my magic, deeper than any sailor's plumb line has ever sounded the depth of the sea. Now meanwhile, some other thing happens here. Let us see. Re-enter Ariel after him, Alonso with frantic gesture, pagal behavior, yes, frantic gesture, attended by Gonzalo, Sebastian, and Antonio in the like manner. They all arrive under the magic spell of Prospero and enter into the circle of Prospero, magical circle of Prospero, attended by Adrian and Francisco. They all enter the circle which Prospero had made, and there stand charmed. There in the magical circle which is made by Prospero, they all stand inside, charmed, which Prospero observing speaks. Now Prospero watched them and speak. A solemn air and the best comforter to an unsettled fancy. Prospero is saying, many solemn music, which is the remedy for healing a troubled mind, cure your brains that are now incapable of action, and are filled with anger within your head. Now, our Antonio, our Alonso, Ferdinand, Tringlo, Sebastian, their brain is not working properly because they are under magical spell. Thus, our Prospero is giving some pleasant music and says that a solemn air and the best comforter to unsettled fancy. Unsettled fancy here means comfort, that is comfort. A solemn music which is the best to comfort. Music is the best thing. When your mind is too much disturbed, troubled, try to listen some peace, pleasant music, automatically those problems of your life will settle down. To an unsettled fancy, to an unsettled imagination, unsettled, troubled imagination, cure thy brains, cure thy brains. May the power of music give comfort to your disturbed minds. Thy brains now useless, your brain is now useless because it is too much disturbed. Boiled within thy skull, angry within inside your skull. Your brain is too hot, too angry because of the complexities of life. There stand, for you are spell stopped. There you stand. See, stand there because you are affected by my magics. Now he's saying that, for you are spell stopped. There stand, you stand there because you are under the influence of my magic. Holy Gonzalo, now our Prospero is turning to each person and speaking to them. Let us say what is he saying. Holy Gonzalo, now first he speaks to Gonzalo, the old counselor who saved the life of our Prospero and his daughter from death. Now first he is saying, he feels sympathy with our Gonzalo. Holy Gonzalo, honorable man, mine eyes even sociable to the show of thine, fall then followly drops. I feel sympathy with you because you have showed me sympathy. I feel sympathy with you for seeing your condition, pitiable condition. Look at the meaning that is given there. Fall drops, that is, drop tears in sympathy. Yes, I drop my tears in sympathizing with you. Yes, that is, Holy Gonzalo, honorable man, mine eyes even sociable to the show of thine, seeing your condition, fall followly drops, sympathetic tears. The charm dissolves apace. The charm dissolves apace means apace quickly. The magic will slowly remove. Yes. Stand there, good Gonzalo, honorable man, my eyes out of human feeling shed tears of sympathy. The magic is losing its power. The magic is slowly losing its power. The charm dissolves apace means quickly the power of music is going. And as the morning steals upon the night, as the morning steals upon the soul, quickly the light is removed by darkness, or darkness is removed by the morning light, same way. And as the morning steals upon the night, melting the darkness, as morning light emerges slowly and quickly removing the darkness, so their rising senses begin to chase the ignorant fumes that mantle the clear reason. Look at the meaning. The magic is losing its power, and as morning replaces night, removing the darkness, so their awakened sensibility begins to remove. Their sensibilities slowly begins to remove the ignorance which clouds in their reason. Yes, now the enemies of Prospero, they are not able to think properly. Thus, with the magical charm of our Prospero, slowly and slowly their insensibility is removed, and slowly all others are coming to their reason. Yes, melting darkness, so their rising senses begin to chase the ignorant fumes that mantle their clear reason. O good Gonzalo, my true preserver, savior, one who is protected, and a loyal sir, to him you followest. Yes, oh my good Gonzalo, you were the true preserver of my life. You are loyal to your leader. You are very much faithful to your leader. I will ensure you that you are repaid for your kindness both in words and deeds. Now Prospero is promising him to give some good things both in cash and kind for the reward for which he has done. So he is sympathetic towards our Gonzalo for helping him, for saving his life. I will look at the test 75. My true preserver, oh good Gonzalo, my true preserver and a loyal sir, to him you followest. I will pay thy graces home both in word and deed. Most cruelly, now he is talking to Alonso, the king of Naples, who plotted against our Prospero together with his own brother Antonio. Yes, most cruelly didst thou, Alonso. Now he is talking to Alonso. Use me and my daughter. You have behaved very cruelly, very badly against me and my daughter. Thy brother was a furtherer in the act. Your brother Sebastian was also a conspirator in this act. Your brother Sebastian, he was also a conspirator in this act. Thou art pinched forth now, Sebastian. Now he's talking to Sebastian. You are pinched. You are pinched. Alonso, you treated me, my daughter, and myself with utmost cruelty. Your brother Sebastian was a collaborator in your act, supported in your act. You are pinched for it now as a punishment. Your prick of conscience, you feel so much pain in your heart because you have plotted against me. Yes. Thou art pinched forth now, Sebastian. Flesh and blood. Now he is talking to his own brother. Flesh and blood. On flesh and blood. You, brother mine, you, my brother, that entertained ambition, expelled remorse and nature. You, who are my own flesh and blood, you have allowed to grow your ambition and forgot all the natural feelings that you should have shown to a brother. That entertained ambition, expelled remorse and nature, who with Sebastian, whose inward pinches therefore are most strong, would have killed your king. Even Sebastian was planning to kill, earlier you have learned, yes. Sebastian was planning to kill King of Alonso, yes, King of Naples, that is Alonso, to become the king, yes. I do forgive thee, unnatural though thou art, though your plan were very much unnatural, I do forgive you. My flesh and blood, you brother of mine, entertained ambition and draw out the natural feeling of affection. You have removed the natural feeling of your affection. Who with Sebastian, whose prick of conscience is most strong, would have killed your king. I forgive you, though you treated me against the basic dictates of nature. Though you have behaved very badly against me, that is, trying to kill one brother, the most cruel thing in the world, even to you I forgive. Look at the test again. 80 onwards, test 80 onwards. You, brother mine, that entertained ambition, expel remorse. Remorse means the soft feeling and nature with who with Sebastian would here have killed your king. I do forgive thee, unnatural though thou art. Their understanding begins to swell, their understanding, their minds are now beginning to regain their powers. Yes, their minds, our Alonso, Sebastian, Antonio, their mind is slowly gaining its power, natural power. Their understanding begins to swell, and the approaching tide will shortly fill the reasonable shore that now lies foul and muddy. Slowly and slowly, their complete mind will be normal and they will feel. Their minds are now beginning to reign their powers. The rising tide of their senses, which is at the moment clouded and unable to function, will soon bring back their power to reason. But not one of them as yet looks at me with recognition. But though our Prospero is talking, talking to all his enemies, they are not able to recognize Prospero in his true nature, true power. They are not able to, because their mind is blinded, their brain is blinded. Once again, look at test number 85. 85. Their understanding begins to swell, and the approaching tide will shortly fill the reasonable shore that now lies foul and muddy. Not one of them that yet looks on me, not even one of them looks, the enemies, or would know me. Ariel, fetch me the hat and repair in my cell. Ariel, go quickly and bring my hat, the magical hat, and what? And repair means the dagger, the knife. Fetch me, bring me the hat and repair in my cell, that is in my cell. Ariel, exit Ariel. I will disguise me and myself present. I will disguise, I will remove the magical things, magical costume, robe from me. That is, I will remove this robe and present myself as my former self, Duke of Milan. Now, after saying all these things, our Prospero is going to remove his magical robe and he is going to present himself as the Duke of Milan. Yes, I will disguise me, I will remove my magical robe and myself present, and I am going to present myself as I was sometime Milan, as I was the Duke of Milan. Quickly, spirit, he gives command and tells, thou shalt ere long be free. Before, quickly, ere, soon you also will be freed. Re-enter Ariel, who sings while helping to attire Prospero. Now, the magical robe of Prospero is removed, and Ariel is helping our Prospero to dress the Duke of Milan. Re-enter Ariel. Now Ariel is singing, who sings while helping to attire Prospero. To attire means to dress. Now he sings. Let us see what is the song. Where the bee sucks, there suck I. Where the bee sucks honey, there I suck too. I too suck. In a cowslip's bell I lie. In a cowslip is a type of flower. There he sleeps. In the cowslip flower I make my bed. I do sleep in the cowslip flower. There I couch when owls do cry. There I take rest. There I couch. There I couch when owls cry. When owls make sound. What time owls make sound? Daytime. Nighttime. Yes. Make myself, there I hide when the owls hoot. There I couch when owls do cry. On the bat's back I do fly on the back of bat. On the back of bat I do fly. After summer merely, after summer merely, in pursuit of summer, pursuit of summer. Merrily, merrily, merrily shall I live now, happily, happily I will live now under the blossom that hangs on the bough. Under the bow, under the blossoms, under the flowers, under the blossoms I do hang on the bough. Yes, under the blossom that hangs on the bow. Bow means the branch. Now let us summarize this one. Where bees, let us. I'm going to summarize the song of our area, the final song. Where bees suck honey, there I suck too. In the cowslip flower, I make my bed. There I hide when the owls hoot. On the back of a bat I fly. Merrily in pursuit of summer, I shall live merrily now under the shade of flowers that hang on the branch. Yes, dear students, now we stop here. Thus, the long test from 36 to 95, it was the dialogue of our Prospero. And the first part of our dialogue, he thanks the Ariel and his company for helping Prospero to perform his magic. Then in the second part, he is talking to his enemies. He is talking to his enemies, that is Antonio, Alonso, Sebastian, and all others who are under the magic spell and inside the magical circle of our Prospero. And in the last part, and he decides to forgive everyone and stop all the magical powers, and finally he plans to present himself, Prospero plans to present himself as the Duke of Milan, and he also gives freedom to our Ariel, and who is singing with extreme joy for getting his independence, liberty. That is the thing. Dear students, please read the test at least 5 times. Oh, this is 10, okay. At least 10 times you read and understand this test, because it is very difficult. I am planning to complete this syllabus. Probably by this week I will complete. Yes, that is my then total syllabus will be completed. In case of any difficulty, please contact to me. I will be soon uploading this video. All right, you take care. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.